Jokic has to put it up. Falling away, puts it up.
This in with your eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Jokic back to Murray, another three-pointer. It's good! Jamal Murray, red hot! On the drive, gets inside, stops. Stolen by Caldwell Pope.
Oh my goodness gracious. Welcome back to the Sports Shorts Podcast. We got a good one for you tonight. Wow, what an absolute insane basketball game.
History has been made, folks.
I had to put a Nuggets jersey on and just represent this
Dude,
moment tonight.
I was at my brother and sister-in-law's house watching the game, and there's like two little babies at the house, and it's late, and my in-laws are all there, and they don't really like get it. They're not like huge sports fans. They're all athletes, but they're not like big sports fans.
Yeah.
And they started seeing me like start shaking and like start getting nervous, pacing around.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter, and then I'm like starting to like go crazier and crazier, and then things just start happening in that game where Mike hit a big three in the corner, and then Jokic obviously hit a big shot, and then when CB hit that shot with 1.4, I absolutely lost it. Like running up and down, jumping up and down, doing the Cotton Eye Joe. Like you can imagine what a clown looks like at a children's party. That's how I reacted to when CB hit that shot.
Oh, that was fun. I wish it would have. But like at the end of the day, we got the extra overtime session, and
at the end of the day, it produced the single best individual performance in NBA history.
It's like you have a real argument to say that was, one of the best statistically. Yeah. It's something no one's ever done. Do you know how many people have even had a 20-20-20 game in NBA history? Two times.
Before
I don't know if they said that on the broadcast or not, but
no, I looked it up in the fourth. I knew
you
Russ
did too.
Because I remember after Nipsey Hussle died, he was like about that. Russ got the 20-20-20, and he said that was for Nipsey. You remember that?
For who?
Nipsey, the rapper.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So,
the 20-20-20.
Yeah, I like remember that just because he like dedicated that game to him, and it was a big deal when he passed away, and it was sad. And
so
Russ goes off and has a historical game. So him and Wilt, the only two. And I knew Jokic would have it eventually. I really did.
He hasn't even had a 20 assist game yet, and he's been close a couple times this year.
He had 22.
He had 22, which is he could really break the record for assists in a game, which is I think 30. I think there's an absolute chance he breaks that record by the time all is said and done.
AG was like trying to sell. I kept texting you going down the stretch, hey, 20-20-20, 20-20-20.
Yeah.
And AG dropped a freaking pass under the hoop.
I know, and then he bricked the three.
Like
I can't say a lot of bad about AG though after that game. I mean, he played incredible.
Yeah.
But that was a rough. I mean, just a quick breakdown like of that game, right? I mean,
it felt like 3 lifetimes that game.
Yeah. Why don't you do the quick breakdown?
Well, we start off and the Nuggets hit 7 threes in the first quarter, which is insane, and all the commentators can talk about and they did a good job. I liked, the commentators tonight.
Tim Legler tonight was awesome. Yeah. Spiro Datis, whatever.
Yeah, and then AG comes in and hits 4. Was it 5 in the first quarter or just 5 in the first half?
Four consecutive in the first quarter, like in like 3 minutes.
Back to back, and then I think one before, like a couple possessions before that. I think. I was watching that in the car while I was driving. Wasn't the best, smartest driving. But I can't, dude. It's hard for me to miss these games, especially the ones that are.
Yeah, I actually had to start it late because I had a basketball game, and I came home and had to rewind it, and I was they were probably in the second quarter when I had first started watching it, but.
Yeah, and so, that's the first quarter. Like everyone's hitting,
Yeah.
CB hit, Zeke hit, Peyton Watson hit, Russ hit, and this is kind of bleeding in the second quarter too, but Jokic,
Yeah.
slowly but surely, like we're recognizing he had 10, 6, and 6, I think after one, 10, like 13,
Mm-hmm.
8, 9 after two. So we're thinking like, okay, he's getting a triple double.
It's gonna be a big one, yeah.
Yeah, but like he was like fixing to explode, and then he just slowly but surely kept building on that. And
Yeah.
what I like about Jokic's game is obviously he lets it come to him. He doesn't worry about scoring really. And that's obviously, you watch Jokic and you understand that. But you think, okay, how does he average almost 30? And it's just
Yeah.
because he's patient. He
Yeah.
got 31
Just
tonight
so
and just
patient.
let the game come to him. And one thing that did bug me tonight is he passed up so many threes. He
He
passed up
did.
so
He
much.
passed
And I don't know
they
if that was
were
better, if that was for the better or for the worse, but it kind of bothered me. I mean,
they're game planning against him to just kind of leave him open from three. It's like pick your poison with him. If he's shooting
yeah,
a three, it's almost better than him giving a wide open layup or giving a guy a three in rhythm. But anyway, they're absolutely demolishing Phoenix right through
fucking
three
Phoenix.
three and a half quarters, and Phoenix looks just absolutely dead. I mean, they look heartless. They look like their soul was just snatched from their body. So Denver, they go up by 21, and
They did make
then
a little run at the end of the third. They were only down
what?
12
So I mean, you probably know what I felt about
for 30
why they
minutes.
got back into the game. Like, what do you think happened there? Just took
I
their foot
mean,
off the gas.
I think it's two things. Yeah, I think the Nuggets, I think coach didn't, I don't know. I think Russ played too much. He was a game low and plus minus.
He had a rough stretch in the fourth quarter.
They were putting Peyton Watson on Kevin Durant, which he just ate Peyton Watson
Yeah,
alive.
yeah.
And then they put Zeke in
Mm-hmm.
and they stopped the bleeding. He goes
Yeah.
in and guards Kevin Durant and he stops bleeding. Yeah, he gets a couple buckets here and there, but he's gonna get a couple buckets on anybody.
I thought the bench played pretty well in that stint. I think Phoenix was kind of they were making a lot of shots. I think Phoenix played pretty well in that
Yeah,
second. I mean, they
they
played
did.
really well in the second half.
Devin Booker got hot, really hot,
Devin
and
Booker got super hot. KD was making mid-range after mid-range. And then the starters come back in. I think they come back in up 8, right? Was it? I think they
Mhm.
were up. I think they had an 8-point lead, and I, I don't think Denver was just making very good decisions on offense
Jamal
to
played
end
pretty
that
bad.
game.
Jamal played pretty bad,
It
like just
wasn't his
made.
best game. Yeah, it wasn't his best game.
But obviously, he's man. They ran the two man. I'm getting ahead of myself, but in overtime and towards the end of the game, like they
So
did
they
to
did the
do.
same action over and over and over again to end the game, and then also in overtime. So they had
And
AG initiating.
mm,
Actually, they had AG initiating. They had Jamal Murray starting from down in the paint, actually, and they would throw it to Jokic. Jamal would come up and get it. He would usually reject the screen, and then he was getting it to Jokic in that pocket. I mean, they did it like 4 or 5, 6 times in a row.
that's what won them a championship.
Yeah,
Like it's
I loved that they went to
unbelievable.
that
Oh,
in that overtime.
why don't they do that more?
I honestly think I don't. It wouldn't really make sense if they're saving it for the playoffs, but I really think that Aaron Gordon initiating is a really big solve for a lot of the things that the Lakers would be throwing at them, for a lot of the things that they're going to see come playoff time. I
Mhm.
trust Jamal Murray in that pick and roll as much as anybody.
Anybody.
I really do.
I was calling for Molly, dude, at the end of the fourth to take the last shot.
Yeah.
Obviously it worked out, and then in overtime, I was like, "This is Jamal. Like he's had played kind of bad, but I mean, he shot a decent percentage, I think, from two.
It's only
What
1 for 4, just low volume from 3 tonight. Just kind of a
Yeah.
low volume night to hit for him. Everyone else had it going. 8 for
Mhm.
14 from the field. Only had
Yeah.
1 turnover. I mean, he just kind of played a nice, just easy going game. He had 8 assists as well, 3 steals. He had those really big steals early in the game. I thought he was pretty good tonight, just kind of under the radar.
I love that two-handed dunk he had.
Yeah, that was awesome. The crowd was so loud after that dunk. They were so loud. So anyways, I mean, Christian Braun, obviously, shout out to Michael Porter, because there was a point in time where I was sure the Nuggets were going to lose this game. They were down 2. Devin Booker just hit a ridiculous shot on the other end to go up by 2, take the lead for the first time. Denver, I don't remember who missed that shot. And then Michael Porter rips it out of Mason Plumlee's hand. That won them the game. They do not win. I mean, maybe they get a stop on the other end, but there was only 35 seconds left when that happened.
No way.
He ripped the ball from Plumlee, lays it in, tie game. 35 seconds left. They get a stop on Kevin Durant flopping, trying to get a foul call with 10 seconds left. Obviously, CB hits that insane. Just, I'm so happy for him that he hit that, man.
Dude, that was, I mean, just.
I'm so happy for him.
Execution, you get it to Jokic where they need to. They compress on Jokic and just a perfect dime right into the pocket, shoots it without hesitation, and just I knew it was going in, dude.
I knew it. Dude,
yeah.
Jokic looked off Michael Porter wide open in the corner on that shot. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
He looks right at Michael Porter. He's wide open. But Jokic is so fast at like calculating, like, nope, he's not. He does not have it going tonight. Christian Braun does have it going tonight. He flips it out to Christian Braun. He drains it. Dude, I could talk for 30 minutes about Jokic's greatness, and I do want to for a little bit once we kind of just get through the rest of the game. But anyways, they go into the fourth quarter. They do the 2-man game over and over again. Jokic layup, Jamal Murray mid-range jumper, beautiful. Christian Braun 3. I mean, the game's pretty much over there.
Yeah.
They go up by 7 instantly. They get a couple of run out, fast break dunks to kind of seal it. And Jokic, let's see, just in overtime alone, Jokic had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Just in overtime, just in those 5 minutes.
They went 8 for 9 from the field in overtime.
And then Mason Plumlee had 18 dunks in overtime.
Yeah, he had some garbaggio time points.
He was stat padding big time. Denver's defensive rating is going to skyrocket after this game, but it's okay. They got the win. I think they gave up a 130 defensive rating tonight.
Yeah, if you would have told me that before this game that Denver would give up 141 points, I would have told you it would have been a blowout.
Yeah.
Like on national TV, but they scored 149 points.
I really don't like when Denver plays games like these, when they know they're better, they have a big lead, and they just kind of don't put their foot on the gas.
2 games in a row they've done that.
Yeah. No, I mean, not with Sacramento. They were down 15 most of the game.
I'm saying, they never put their foot on the gas because they knew they were better.
Yeah, you're right. They knew they were going to win that game.
Montes was out and Malik Monk was out. They're 2 probably best players now. They knew they were going to beat that game.
Debatable, but yeah.
That team. And I just don't. Yeah, they were like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And I really felt like they were gonna win that game. Still, I was texting you, and you were like,
I was losing it. I was losing it on Twitter. I was losing it in our text chain. I'm so disappointed with how they're playing defense. I think Phoenix was just making a lot of shots tonight, but Denver's defensive pressure the intensity was so low for most of the game. Michael Porter had some really good defensive possessions in overtime, I thought, as well. He was, and I was thinking this after the Lakers game, and one reason the Lakers defense, and I hate talking about the Lakers so much, but they've been playing so good, it's hard to ignore. They have a lot of headspace, real estate in a lot of NBA fans' minds right now, I think.
Go Celtics.
But the reason they're playing so well is because of their defense, right? And they are putting such crazy pressure on the ball every single possession. They're making the ball handler feel so much discomfort every single time he's dribbling, every single time, he like just no space. And I wish Denver would like lean into that more. There's so many times where they're just kind of like they're standing still in front of their guy waiting to see what he does instead of being the aggressor on defense. And I just feel like that was maybe a contributor to why they, were given bleeding points tonight. But I mean, at the end of the day, like Jokic saved them. I thought there was a lot of guys that played well offensively tonight. I mean, Aaron Gordon obviously 7 for 10, tied a career high from 3 tonight.
Yeah.
Christian Brown 4 for 5. Peyton Watson a 3 for 5. I mean, lots of really good shooting tonight.
I thought Peyton Watson. I don't think he takes Zeke's minutes, man. Let's finish the game really quick. I mean, you already went over overtime. I guess the only thing we didn't really talk about was that inbounds from Phoenix. I think that was pretty cool. And when we look back on this podcast, like 1.4 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
They get the inbounds to Devin Booker on the opposite wing of the inbound.
Yeah.
And he gets a jump pass to the corner to Kevin Durant.
That's pretty good play. Pretty good
off shot with, half that much time left.
Yeah.
And makes it. And you can just see Aaron Gordon then under the hoop just go lifeless as he shot it because it was good the whole way.
Yeah, there was not a chance he was missing that shot.
And then anyway, yeah, you talked about overtime.
Yeah, I skipped that because I was still a little bitter, but no, you're right. It was a really impressive play.
It was cool. I mean, it was a big part of the game. If he didn't make that, Jokic would not have had historical performance. So
Thank you, Kevin Durant, baby.
Something to think about. And now for all time and eternity, he's gonna have the only 30-20-20 game dropped on his head because he hit that shot.
I saw a tweet that was really funny. Is I think Kevin O'Connor posted just 31, 21, 22, and someone had quote tweeted it saying, "I don't even need to look up who this was. It was Jokic." Like he didn't say who it was. He's like, I don't even need to look up who this was. Jokic is the only one capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Luka maybe is the only other one.
Oh,
who could get it.
He put up 70, but he's never gonna get that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 20 assists, but
Jokic will never get 70.
So I want to dedicate kind of just a segment to Jokic. We talk about a lot of guys all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to just like try and depict like what it is that makes Jokic specifically so special, and just like outside of just even the raw numbers, I think so many people just miss like what it is that makes Jokic so great. And like one of the biggest things we talk about, like NBA fans talk about, is aura. Like,
yeah,
like that guy has aura. It's like. Yeah, and people are like, Jason Tatum doesn't have aura. It's like, what do we actually mean when we were talking about that? Yeah. And so Jokic isn't like in the sense cool, like maybe aura would hint at, but
TV, but like in real life, he has aura, like big time.
What I'm saying is his aura on the basketball court is, and aura is a stupid word. It's not like. What it is like intangible, just greatness.
Yeah, it's a stupid word, but I actually like it because it's real. It's a real thing, and it's just an energy that somebody puts off. That is
100%.
It's just a result of greatness.
It is.
There's aura after, if you're the best at anything, you have it.
Yes.
You look at somebody and go, oh my gosh, like that's somebody. You meet, you go to an NBA basketball game and you see Jokic walking by, and it's just like, oh my gosh, that's the greatest player. That's the greatest basketball player in the entire world is 50 feet away from me right now. Like,
yeah, and people might say I'm glazing him a little bit, but like the confidence and intangibles that you have just by knowing that this guy is going to make the right decision. He's going to make the right play. he is better than every single person that's going to guard him. And the confidence that gives off to like every single one of his teammates just is like, he's got this. That's going to empower, you and your team and enable them to also become more confident in themselves and their abilities. Like it makes everyone cut just a little bit harder. It makes everyone believe in their shot ability just a little bit more when he trusts them with the pass, right? And like, especially for Jokic, it makes everyone want to be less selfish. And like all of those things are just an impact of who he is as a person and as a basketball player. And like we can look at stats all day. We can look at on off, we can look at plus minus, we can look at his triple doubles. But at the end of the day, like his just like silent confidence that he knows he can dominate is his greatest quality. And it's what it is the single thing that makes his teammates better. And it's, I think that's what separates him. LeBron is one other guy who had this in his prime, I think. The only other guy I think is close to having this in the league is Luka right now. Like just he empowers his teammates to be greater just as a result of his internal confidence and belief in himself. And it's just special, man. It's just absolutely special. I don't know if you have anything to add to that or if you agree or disagree, but I was just thinking about that through the game.
I think that comes from hard work, and people think he hates, basketball, which he doesn't. But if you've done your research, you know that in the off season he hits the weight room every single day. Like he doesn't miss a day. Yeah, he might drink more.
He's in the weight room right now after playing 45 minutes.
Yeah, and so this guy works so hard, and when you work that hard at something, you and you hear athletes say this, like, I wasn't nervous because I've practiced it so many times.
Yes.
That I just know I can do it. And it's almost not even a belief at this point for Nikola Jokic. It's just a knowledge that he knows he is better than everybody.
He knows.
And he's not gonna say that, but he knows.
And you can see it on the court. It presents itself.
I actually think Jamal Murray is really mature in that way because he doesn't need. I really just don't think he needs the accolades. I think he wants them, but he doesn't need them to be successful. Obviously, he's on a max contract, but he knows that he is good enough to be an NBA champion, and that's what makes him so good in the clutch as well. Like he knows he's enough to get by anybody. He knows nobody can guard him. He knows that.
That's why you trust Jamal in the clutch. It really does come down to confidence, like inner belief in yourself to make the big play in the big moment. And that's why I'm so happy for Christian Brown tonight, right? That just really, I mean, we need him to be able to shoot those open threes and make them at 42%. We need him to do that come playoff time. And these moments just build it, confidence builds and builds and builds over time. And that's a big moment for him,
Dude, he's huge. Like he's already a champion, but that shot can set him on an arc to become an all-star. I'm not even kidding. His ceiling is all-star.
That seems like hyperbole, but I mean we're talking. We talk a lot about just sports psychology. I feel like on this podcast, but I mean and we've learned that in our own life, in our own basketball careers, that confidence is everything.
It's applicable to anything that you do in life.
Yeah. So.
Sports, relationships. I mean, you can apply it to anything. And people who are successful in their jobs are confident because they've worked hard and they know they can get a job done because they've worked hard at it. In a relationship, they know they can, be successful in communicating because they've worked on their communications. In basketball, it's no different. We're just witnessing the greatest. I think he's just the greatest player ever. I really do.
I mean, we've seen it so many times. We've seen it. We watch every single game. It's an absolute just gift as a sports fan to be able to watch him play. And
you cannot sit here and say, if I had to start a team, I would pick Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
To build a team. You can't say I'm going to draft Shai first. Nobody can actually say that. Therefore, he is not the most valuable player.
I think he's a really, really, really good player. I really do. I think he's a superstar.
I think
But it goes.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think just except for Michael Jordan and LeBron James, like I'm drafting nobody first except for maybe those two. Maybe.
Yeah, and I don't. I would not argue. Top 3 all time is.
I think he's 3. I think he's top 3 or he's in there. Like if he had, I've said this before, if he had Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili on his team, if he had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, if he had Kyrie Irving, if he had Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, or if he had Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, or if he had Luka Doncic on his team, like this guy's winning 4 championships.
Yeah.
There's not a question.
No, you're right. You're right. And
he's never played with an active all-star.
I would, I really, really would love to get him that extra guy.
I think he's gonna get one, dude. I think he's gonna get one.
I really, really would love to see that. Jamal is that guy. They need one more though. They really do.
I mean, he is, and he is. He's that guy, but on paper he's not.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So maybe he's not.
One more. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
I love Jamal. I really do. He's my second favorite player of all time. Really is. Rep, dude, right there. Would you say he's your favorite? Do you think Jamal is your second favorite player of all time? Because obviously,
easily. Yeah, easily.
It's easily at this point. But like for us, like we had a Carmelo Anthony fathead on our wall growing up. I had the Allen Iverson poster. I had the Chauncey Billups poster. Like Chauncey and AI.
Chauncey's close, I would say.
He's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, dude, it's just not close. Like Jamal and Nikola Jokic, like, I don't know, man. AG's creeping up.
Can I point out one more thing that Jokic does better than almost anybody ever? Mm-hmm. He understands the moment of a basketball game, and he understands momentum so well.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, and this is something again that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but the timeliness of when you understand your team needs you to make a play, and when momentum is going against you, and when you need to get it back on your side, and just making timely decisions and understanding the gravity of a certain moment. I think he's the best at that in the entire league. I trust him just to make every single right decision, and that's why he touches the ball 110 times a game.
Yeah,
it's just really.
I want every Nuggets fan, I just want every Nuggets fan to just go watch Christian Brown's shot again 10 times and just watch the bench. Watch the Nuggets bench and just watch Julian Strawther and just watch the pure joy that comes from him hitting that shot. Because I truly believe that could be the season-changing shot right there. If they win a championship, it's because of that shot. Like
expand on that a little bit.
Dude, everything, the trust that Jokic, the best player in the world, puts on Christian Brown to make that shot in the last minute. And maybe, I'm sure Jokic would just say, "Oh, he was just open, so I passed him the ball." That's no. He knew Mike was off, and Christian was not. And they ran a play, and he looked at Mike, their best shooter on the team, and passed it to Christian Brown. And the confidence, like we talked about, that Christian Brown's going to have, that Jokic is going to have in Christian Brown, that MPJ is going to have in Christian Brown, that Jamal Murray is going to have, that the coach is going to have in this team to operate under pressure like that with a new up-and-coming star. And just like we need Christian Brown to be the best, and he's in the top 5.
We need him bad.
And we need him to shoot
top 2 for most improved player, by the way, in betting odds.
We just need him to shoot well, and and if he's shooting well, which that should give him more confidence in the world to shoot better and to shoot confident. I think,
and he comes back and hits another one, then a minute later in overtime, right? Yep. Another one. Yeah, I love that. I really like your perspective on that, and I think Christian Brown is. I mean, he's super, super important to what the Nuggets are gonna. Their ceiling is gonna be in the playoffs. I think, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, we're witnessing greatness. We started this because of Jokic, and we just witnessed statistically the best performance of all time, and it's just such a it's just a special experience. It seems so silly just cheering for a bunch of grown men that we don't know, but like it just means something to us, It means
I
something to
know
people.
it's
It's like
hard to
it's a
describe.
break. It's a break from reality that allows us to put emotion and feel life in such a
Yeah,
short amount of time. I think it's good for people, and it's hard. It's sometimes it's hard for us to not let it bug us when they lose or have bad
yeah,
games.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
I
dude,
think
that
it's instilled a little bit of like resiliency in me, to be honest. Both playing sports and watching sports,
mhm.
and it also it inspires you to want to be great when you're watching the
Yeah,
greatest
greatness.
athletes in the world, do what they do. And I've said that a lot about sports and why it matters. And also the community, like we've kind of built. I mean, it's been fun meeting Nuggets fans. Hopefully we can get more
Yeah,
Nuggets
we
fans,
got
and
a lot
just
of you talking. Yeah,
lift each other up and talk Nuggets basketball and learn about each other and
I'm
have a
just
good time.
here on this earth, like enjoying life, man. We're
I
meeting
know.
people. That's what it's about, and that's why it's
Yeah.
fun. It's
And we
fun to
got to
come.
we got to talk to freaking Mike Singer. I mean, that was such a cool experience,
Mike
right?
was a man of the people. He was amazing to have on, and we're gonna have a lot more people come on, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna meet people and make friends, and we don't have to talk about politics. We don't have to talk about anything like that. We just can just
Yeah. Come
focus
here
on
to
the things
separate from all of that.
we love, and yeah, it's great.
It
So
is, man. All right. Just quick 5 minutes. Let's do a quick preview of OKC and what we want to see and maybe what we expect to see in those games coming off of two big home wins and a little bit of momentum.
yeah,
Oh,
we talked about this a little bit before the pod, but they need to win game one, and then we don't care about game two.
I'm 100% on board
Well,
with you
yeah,
there.
yeah.
100%. I honestly want them to rest their starters in game two.
There's some people that are going to be like, "Oh, they need to win and whatever." No,
No.
they don't. They
I want to
OKC,
see one good game from them. I want to see them really compete in that first game.
yeah.
I I just don't. I mean, one loss.
If they
It
lose
is
the
what it
first
is.
game, they got to try to win the second game. They got to win one of those games. If they
Yeah.
win one of those games, Jokic wins MVP.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've seen head-to-head matchups have a ton of weight in the MVP discussion. We're
Hmm.
hopefully going to have a Thunder fan. When do they play there? When do they play the Thunder?
9th and 10th,
9th and 10th. Oh, is that
two
tomorrow? It's
days.
not tomorrow. Oh, okay, in 2 days.
In 2 days. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, so a couple things I'm looking at, like I'm looking at Jokic's body language and like I want to really see him into the game, especially if they're really physical with him on defense. I want to see him stay kind of calm and relaxed because again, I think that impacts the team a ton when he's got bad body language like he did against the Kings the other night.
Yeah.
Um, Jamal's Murray's aggressiveness. He's probably going to have Lou Dort hounding him. I want to see him still be aggressive.
And I like that
Um,
matchup because they're fellow Canadian teammates. Like
yeah,
Jamal's going to take that personal, and he'll cook Lou
yeah. Well, we'll
if
see.
he's in
He's
it.
struggled against Lou a lot of times in his career. But
Yeah.
and then the last thing, can Russ play within himself? Can
I
he
don't
do it?
want
Yeah. Anyways, looking forward to the Oklahoma City Thunder Denver matchup. It's a really big game for Denver. I think. I think they really need to come out and play with a lot of energy. I think it's a good preview of a potential Western Conference Finals matchup. We'll see. Uh, if
to.
I don't think it's going to necessarily sway me if Denver beats them, but we'll see. I mean, I have a lot of questions on Denver's defense still. But anyways, that's all for tonight. Really, I mean, again, great win from Denver. Jokic with an all-time game, and we'll catch you next time.